Welcome to This Explainer. We are going to completely demystify the process of making money online. And honestly, we're going to prove that your smartphone, yeah, the one probably in your hand right now, is the only tool you actually need to get started. I'm so excited you're joining us today because we're breaking down a super straightforward system that turns your device into a genuine income generator. Now, you might not realize this, but the digital creator economy has absolutely exploded. We're talking billions of dollars shifting away from traditional corporate structures directly into the pockets of everyday people. It's literally a massive wealth transfer, and a huge chunk of it is happening entirely on mobile devices. So today, we're giving you the exact blueprint to claim your piece of that pie. Let's get into it. So, you've probably scrolled through social media, seen folks working from a beach somewhere, and felt a bit overwhelmed, wondering, how on earth do they actually do that? Let's be real for a second. The constant noise of hustle culture online, it's exhausting. You see some 22-year-old claiming they made $1 million while you were sleeping, and it's incredibly easy to just freeze up from information overload. Or worse, the fear of scams keeps you completely paralyzed. From the outside, it honestly looks like magic. People are earning income, living freely, while for beginners, the whole landscape just feels confusing and, honestly, maybe even a little impossible. But here's the thing. Making money online is not magic, it's definitely not luck, and you absolutely do not need a trust fund to start. And this perfectly illustrates the biggest misconception holding beginners back. Society kind of tells you that you need like 3 glowing monitors, a $5,000 server rack, and a computer science degree just to earn a single dollar online. That complex myth is exactly what keeps millions of brilliant people stuck in jobs they barely tolerate. But the reality? It's so much simpler. You just need that little glass rectangle sitting in your pocket, a super clear plan, and the willingness to take consistent action. The barrier to entry has literally never been lower in human history. So we're going to completely dismantle this idea that you need high-level tech skills or thousands of dollars in startup capital to launch a digital business. Okay, so here's our mental map for today's journey. 1, the global smartphone opportunity. 2, your simple starter toolkit. 3, freelancing for fast first income. 4, content and digital products. 5, earning with affiliate marketing. And finally, number 6, your 30-day action plan. Let's kick things off with section 1, the global smartphone opportunity. So, a few years ago, you had to be physically present in an office or a shop to get paid, right? You were completely bound by the local economy of wherever you happen to live. But today, the internet has fundamentally evaporated all geographic borders. Just think about it for a second. A college student in Indonesia can now easily design a logo for a bakery owner in New York, all coordinated right from their couch. A stay-at-home parent in London can manage social media for a startup in Sydney. This global marketplace means that somewhere on Earth, right now, there is an immediate demand for almost any digital skill you can think of. You aren't competing for local jobs anymore. You're tapping into a massive worldwide pool of opportunity. Moving right along to section 2, your simple starter toolkit. So let's strip away all the excuses. You already have a phone and an internet connection, right? Well, that is 90% of the battle already won. The platforms you need, like Canva for design, TikTok for building an audience, or Upwork for finding clients, they're all entirely free to join. This is absolutely crucial because it means your financial risk is practically zero. You aren't taking out a massive small business loan or signing a stressful commercial lease. You just add a basic skill to these free apps, set up a simple payment method like mobile money or a bank transfer, and most importantly, adopt a mindset of patience and discipline. Honestly, when the cost of failing is literally $0, the only real risk is choosing not to start at all. All right, section 3, freelancing for fast first income. Listen, if you want to see immediate results, this first method is absolutely your fastest path to earning your very first dollar online. You don't need a massive audience or a fancy product. You simply offer a reliable service that someone, somewhere in that global marketplace we talked about, already needs. Unlike trying to build some huge tech startup from scratch, freelancing is basically just finding someone who's overwhelmed and saying, hey, I can take that small task off your plate. It totally removes the pressure of needing to be an industry expert or having millions of followers. You're just trading a little sliver of your time for their money by solving a highly specific, immediate problem for them. Let's look at a few examples. Small business owners are incredibly busy people. They're running around managing inventory, dealing with customers, just trying to keep the lights on. They simply don't have the time to sit down and write 30 Instagram captions or do mindless, repetitive data entry. So if you know how to use a keyboard, you can become a virtual assistant and take that right off their hands. If you can drag and drop pre-made templates on a free app like Canva, you can be their designated flyer designer. Clients on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr aren't looking for expensive, world-class perfection. They really just want someone fast, reliable, and communicative to solve these small, simple bottlenecks in their business. Okay, on to section 4, content and digital products. So once you've mastered trading your time for money with freelancing, it's time to scale your earning potential way up. Digital products shift your strategy from active earning, where you're working for every dollar, to scalable earning. Because now you're building an asset that pays you repeatedly. It's all about leverage. While freelancing is great for paying the bills and getting your feet wet, digital products actually build wealth because you detach your physical time from your earnings. You do the work exactly one time. And whether you sell 1 copy or 1,000 copies, there's no extra manufacturing cost, no physical shipping, and absolutely no inventory cluttering up your garage. You build it once, and it essentially works for you while you sleep. Now, actually creating the product is remarkably straightforward if you follow a simple problem-to-product formula. The secret? Focus on being useful, not perfect. Step 1 is the absolute key here. Don't sit there asking, what should I create? Ask, what problem can I solve? For instance, instead of saying, I want to write an ebook, say, you know what, I know how to meal prep on a super tight budget. Your product then becomes a simple 10 to 20 page guide created on Canva showing busy parents how to meal prep for under $50 a week. Problem identified, problem solved. You export that bad boy as a PDF and boom, suddenly you have a tangible, valuable asset ready for the marketplace. Pricing and selling this asset is where the magic really happens. You want to deliberately set a beginner-friendly low price, something between $3 and $6. It's the cost of a cup of coffee. This completely removes the buyer's hesitation. It makes it a total no-brainer for them. Then you leverage short, highly engaging TikToks or Reels that offer free, valuable tips related to your topic. Think of these short videos as a massive, free marketing funnel pointing directly to your digital storefront. At the end of every video, you just direct viewers to the link in your bio where they can grab the full guide. You're literally turning everyday attention straight into automated income. Which brings us to section 5, earning with affiliate marketing. Now, what if you're sitting there thinking, I'm just not ready to create my own digital product yet? That is totally fine. Affiliate marketing is an incredibly low-friction way to earn because your only job is connecting people to a solution. You don't have to deal with customer service, and you don't deal with delivery. Think of yourself as a digital matchmaker or like a real estate agent. You're simply connecting a motivated buyer with a high-quality seller, and in return, you collect a finder's fee. You don't own the product, you didn't spend months creating it, and you don't even handle the payment processing. You just find a product that solves a real problem, share your unique tracking link, and earn your commission. Let's think about the math here, because this gets incredibly exciting. Let's say you recommend a software tool or a course you genuinely love that costs $20, and the creator offers a 50% commission. Well, that means you earn $10 every single time someone uses your link. Imagine creating a simple, engaging video teaching a basic concept on your phone, and at the end, you honestly recommend that course. If just 5 people out of hundreds or thousands of viewers buy through your link, that is $50 earned from a single, simple video. You are literally getting paid to direct people to something that brings them massive value. Finally, section 6, your 30-day action plan. Okay, we've covered a lot of concepts, but to turn this explainer into your actual reality, we need to shift the burden of execution directly onto you. Following this progressive roadmap breaks down the overwhelming idea of starting an online business into a completely manageable, time-bound challenge. Week 1 is purely setup, no stress, just picking a path and getting your free apps ready. Week 2 is where the rubber meets the road. You start showing up daily, practicing your skills, and posting content. Week 3 is when you start actively engaging with the market and pushing your offer. And by week 4, you're analyzing what works, optimizing your approach, and aggressively driving toward that first real result. And speaking of that result, your ultimate goal right now is incredibly simple. Make your first single dollar online. Just $1. The psychology behind this is absolutely massive. Making that very first dollar entirely on your own feels infinitely more empowering than making $1,000 from a traditional employer. Why? Because it completely shatters your internal doubts. It proves to yourself that you've created a self-sustaining system. So many beginners fail because they launch expecting to make thousands of dollars in their first 30 days, and when they don't, they just quit. But when you see that first notification pop up on your phone that someone somewhere in the world clicked your link or bought your guide, your entire mindset permanently shifts from theory to undeniable reality. As the saying goes, reading alone won't change your life, action will. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck endlessly scrolling is simply the willingness to be consistent and to start before they feel perfectly ready. You now have the exact blueprint that thousands of people are actively using right now to change their financial situations. But here is the hard truth. A blueprint gathers dust without a builder. Reading, watching, and planning are all great, but action is the ultimate separator. You have to be willing to be a beginner, to make a few messy mistakes, and to just keep pushing forward anyway. Because execution is what truly changes your life, I want to leave you with this final thought to spark your journey. You've got the device right there in your hand. The tools are completely free, the map is drawn, and the path is totally clear. So what's it going to be? Will you go back to mindless scrolling and consuming other people's content, or will you take your first step today toward financial freedom and start building your own online income? The choice is yours.